Let me start with a confession. As an INFJ, I used to think something was wrong with me. I could do huge things for people, go above and beyond, pour my heart out, and still feel nothing. No reward, no satisfaction, no internal good job. Meanwhile, someone would say something as small as, "I saw what you did," and suddenly, my entire chest would warm up like a fireplace. It took me years to realize the INFJ brain does not run on the same reward system as everyone else. If you've ever wondered why you respond differently to praise, motivation, recognition, productivity, validation, conflict, achievement, this is why. The neuroscience paints a picture of INFJs that's so exact, so painfully accurate, it almost feels like someone crawled into our minds and took notes. Today, we're diving into the INFJ reward system, how it works, why it feels broken, how it's actually brilliant, and how you can finally make your brain work with you instead of against you. And to make this stick, I'm going to tell you stories, real scenarios, so you don't just understand the science, you feel it. INFJ brains don't chase rewards. We chase resonance. And when the world tries to reward us with the wrong currency, we feel empty, even when we're doing everything right. Let's start with a story. Imagine you're at work and you've just solved a crisis no one else noticed. A system malfunction, a client issue, a problem that would have blown up in 3 days. You fix it quietly, efficiently, intuitively. No one asked, no one even knew it was a problem. And what does the reward system in your INFJ brain do? Nothing. Not a spark, not a hint of dopamine, just a silent emotional shrug. But then, later that week, a coworker pulls you aside and says, "I noticed you handled that. It saved all of us." Your brain, fireworks, warmth, meaning, connection, alignment. This is the INFJ reward system. It's not stimulated by tasks, it's stimulated by meaning. Not achievement, alignment, not praise, connection, not excitement, purpose. Let's break down the neuroscience, the science. The brain's reward system is powered mostly by dopamine, but not for INFJs. The INFJ brain uses dopamine like a minimalist uses furniture only if absolutely necessary and only if it has emotional purpose. INFJs run more heavily on serotonin, oxytocin, endogenous opioids. This means INFJs don't chase money, excitement, applause, recognition, quick rewards. Instead, INFJs chase alignment, emotional resonance, purpose, meaningful connection, internal coherence, moral significance. This is why INFJs feel more rewarded by "I appreciate you" than "here's a bonus," and why we feel more satisfaction from helping one person deeply than impressing a room full of people. The invisible reward. Imagine a child, quiet, observant, intuitive, growing up in a loud household. They help siblings without being asked. They read their parents' emotions. They soothe conflict before it escalates. They do all these things instinctively. But when it comes to rewards, their brain doesn't light up from praise they didn't earn authentically. It doesn't light up from attention that feels performative. It doesn't light up from "great job" unless the meaning behind it is real. Instead, their reward system only activates when something feels emotionally true, deeply relational, morally aligned, psychologically accurate. That child grows up to become an INFJ adult, still doing the same thing, still living for resonance instead of reward. If your brain ever made you feel guilty for wanting meaning instead of money, purpose instead of praise, or depth instead of dopamine, nothing is wrong with you. You're an INFJ. Your wiring is rare, and it's real. Why INFJs feel empty after accomplishments. Let me walk you through something every INFJ has felt. You finally finish a big project. You hit a milestone. You achieve something most people would brag about, and then nothing. No excitement, no dopamine rush, just a calm emotional exhale. This isn't depression. It's the INFJ reward system resetting itself because the task wasn't meaningful, it was simply necessary. INFJs don't celebrate completion, we celebrate impact. If the accomplishment didn't change someone's experience, add emotional value, reveal a deeper insight, or move us closer to purpose, it won't trigger the reward system. That's why INFJs often feel more fulfilled after. Giving advice that helped someone emotionally, writing something from the soul, having a deep conversation, understanding someone's pain, creating something meaningful. These moments hit the INFJ neurochemical jackpot. INFJs don't want rewards. We want resonance. And the moment something resonates, we stop needing the reward. Why INFJs love deep conversations. Let me give you the neuroscience behind the classic INFJ deep talk. When an INFJ connects deeply, oxytocin spikes, serotonin stabilizes, mirror neuron networks activate, the dopamine-serotonin feedback loop harmonizes. This creates a neurological click, a feeling of psychological home. That's why INFJs get bored with small talk but come alive during philosophical, spiritual, emotional, or future-oriented conversations. Our reward system isn't triggered by what do you do? It's triggered by who are you becoming? Or better yet, what's the truth underneath what you're saying? INFJs communicate in layers, and our reward system activates when someone speaks back to us in layers. If you've ever felt like your brain only wakes up during the right conversation, that's not a quirk. That's the INFJ reward system searching for emotional oxygen. Why INFJs give more than they receive. INFJs don't pursue reward, we pursue relief. Relief from others' emotional discomfort, unresolved tension, unmet needs, unspoken pain, misalignment, disconnection. Helping others gives INFJs the one neurochemical reward we respond to most strongly: internal harmony. Our nervous system relaxes, our chest softens, our intuition quiets, our emotional pressure lowers. Most personality types get dopamine from winning. INFJs get relief from healing. Why INFJs are vulnerable to burnout. Because our reward system doesn't trigger easily, INFJs don't get consistent internal reinforcement. So we push ourselves and push until we collapse or withdraw or shut down. INFJs don't burn out because we're weak. We burn out because our reward system only fires during meaning, not survival. You're not too sensitive, too intense, too emotional, too deep, or too much. You're just wired for meaning in a world wired for stimulation. The INFJ reward blueprint. Here's what actually triggers the INFJ reward system. 1, authenticity, real emotion, real truth, real connection, no masks, no performance. 2, purpose, work that matters, projects that align with values, conversations that move somewhere real. 3, creative expression, writing, designing, imagining, storytelling, analyzing, anything that turns internal depth into external form. 4, deep emotional connection, people who speak honestly, vulnerably, directly. 5, psychological insight, understanding the why behind human behavior. This is INFJ dopamine. 6, quiet, INFJs reward through stillness, not stimulation. If you've ever thought your brain was broken because you don't respond to the same rewards the world does, it's not broken, it's specialized. Your reward system isn't triggered by noise, it's triggered by truth. And when you stop chasing the world's version of success and start following the emotional compass inside you, your entire life shifts. Motivation becomes natural, relationships become richer, work becomes meaningful, and you stop forcing dopamine into a brain that was built for depth, not distraction. The INFJ reward system isn't flawed, it's precise. And when you honor the wiring you were born with, you finally feel alive.